Welcome to the Friday Underground stream. You're going to have a great time, a glorious time. True story, plenty of laughs, some black pill moments. It's a fun balance of serious topics and insanely funny stuff. Really wonderful people on this panel. Enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit of Shogun. We're going to have some spicy topics as well, including P. Diddler and how he's running from the law and what else that all means, because it's connected to a whole bunch of other stuff, including a certain testimony that Leonardo DiCaprio had done a few months back regarding a Malaysian guy who made a whole lot of money off certain governments and is on the run as well. So this is going to be an interesting, a very interesting conversation, I'd say. But we're also going to hit the Spider-Man topic. Yeah, kind of what's going on right now, because Marvel, they have one book that's a hit, and it sounds like they're about to tank it. It's crazy. It's crazy watching these people just take a shotgun to their own foot. It's unbelievable. But let me say hello first to our wonderful panelists here. Co-hosting today, we have the lovely Trina. Trina, how you doing?
I'm well. Happy to be here. Happy Friday to everybody. Looking forward to the stream.
Awesome. Well, we're always happy to have you on here. We also have another co-host here. We have another lovely lady. We have Tina Bojan. How you doing, Tina?
I'm doing very well. Glad to be here as usual. And Scott, if you're listening, it's still my favorite stream.
Did he cry last time?
He's taking it in stride. He's still teasing me.
Did you relay the message?
Yes, I did.
I think I got to make a Trump one. I'm just saying. One special for Scott. No, we also have Chris Fist, the legend, in the house. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, yeah, glad it's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. And yeah, dude, like you're talking about how like the movies and stuff, Marvel and all that are doing that.
Yeah.
Basically like blowing off their own feet. The video game industry is too, and my God, that was a bloodbath today.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear that in a few minutes too. Let's finish the intros of saying hi to everyone, and then I definitely want to hear what's going on. Because I've been catching some stuff this week, some questionable things that have been said, and certain producers being slapped in the face with the facts. It's been kind of glorious, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not just a house on fire. It's getting really nuts out there. Mm. But we also have Brutal Morningwood in the house. Brutal, hey buddy, how's it going today?
Oh, don't ask.
I'm just asking how the day's going.
but thank you for asking. No, it's good to sit down and talk about the things going on. I'm excited for I can't wait for the end. I'm gonna have nothing and I'm gonna like it, and I'll be eating my bugs. And
you're gonna be excited when we get to the Rumble portion then, because we're gonna talk about kind of the fall of Hollywood and the music industry and what else it all really means. Because it's like I said, it's tied to a bigger picture that a lot of the media will not cover, which is pretty funny because it's so obvious and it's attached to something bigger. And some music people have already talked about this on some podcasts, and also a big Jewish producer is being eyed right now and questioned. So yeah, we'll be getting into that. On the second half of the episode. And I think we still have someone back there. I don't know if they're going to make an appearance.
Thank you. Yes, it is me. It is I. It is the Paul Pig. I am coming up from the depths, and it is me that they are all talking about. I am about to take over with all the guinea pigs. Every last fool that has been asking for it, the smooth brain morons, the mouth breathers, the developmentally stunted individuals that you see left and right. We are coming for every last one of your toes. This is the pig that they're all talking about. What's going on there?
Tommy, always so
Hey,
quiet
Tommy.
and modest.
Always.
Well, somebody
great.
has to be.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's our last co-host, and yeah, I know I sent the link out to a few other people, so if they could make it, awesome. If not, no worries. Let me say a quick hello out to the chat as well. Toy Mafia first one in tonight. P Diddy is missing. Messing shit up. Yeah, for everyone. But this is kind of glorious. Like I said, when we get into this side of it, because oh boy, it ties into some bigger things. Yeah, you could just say he's probably on the same level or maybe worse than a certain island goer. Yeah, it's because he's sloppy. The other guy was he made sure all of his videos and all that stuff were a category. You know, they had a special category for them, and certain 3-letter agencies were protecting him. The other guy was sloppy as shit. He thought just NDAs to his parties were enough to save him. No.
NDA.
But anyway, Iceman Mahler, what's up, buddy? He said so many space balls in one image. Yeah. Yeah, Trina was saying hello to everyone. We have Gap After Dark over on the Rumble side. What's up, man?
Hey.
Hope you are doing well. I know Adega's over there as well. Tommy's saying hi to the folks on that side. Awesome. Very cool. Let's see if I miss anyone else.
And my God, Rumble, please work on your UX system. Oh, pretty, please.
Yeah.
Good God, man. You know, I am so tired of content not going over there. I can't even remember how many months ago the last content of mine actually transferred over to Rumble. It really does get irritating at this point. Like constantly detaching everything and then reattaching it so maybe things will go through. It's just so damn tiring.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if there was something with StreamYard where you can actually legit just use StreamYard to send everything to these different things at this point. It'd be nice if you had one location where you could upload videos to all your different freaking online platforms all at once so you could stop going through the individual ones and hope that they carry over to the others. But I digress.
Yeah, if only we knew a guy who did that kind of stuff. Maybe he could help him figure it out. Yeah, if only.
If only, yeah. Don't worry, we'll get AI Trump and Biden on the case. Oh man, yeah, no, yeah. There's been, like I said, it's been some crazy stuff. But Chris, why don't you start off with the video game situation and kind of what's going on there,
Dude?
It's been a bloodbath this week.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, you know, Sega, Gearbox, and Certain Affinity laid off a bunch of people this week, but I think the thing that got me was even Elon Musk had to like chime in about this crap when like you've got these like producers at, you know, Microsoft studios, and they're like, you know, no white men allowed and all this other like weird Marxist crap. And then was it Phil Spencer gets in there and he's talking about how capitalism is dooming video games. Like, it's like, dude, no, people are not buying your shitty products. That's how capitalism works. Like,
yep.
And it's like, you know how the expression is get woke, go broke? I think it's more in line with like what Razorfist said, where it was like, go broke, get woke, and then choke. Where it's like, they're failing as studios. So they like, you know, ramp up the DEI, ESG garbage. And they realize there's no return on investment for that. So they just dig their hole deeper. They've scared away the majority of their customers. So now they're just like circling the drain, and it's all racism this and evil white people that and all this other crap. And it's ultimately the people that are getting hurt. It's not the consumers that have moved on. It's not the higher ups that sail on golden parachutes. It's the poor freaking developers, the ones that are just there to do their freaking job, that are now freaking joining the legion of unemployed. Like, this is unprecedented. We are literally in a game crash. Like, anybody that thinks that the crash of '83 or whatever that happened back in, you know, the ET Atari days, This is worse. More people are out of work now, dude. It's what is it like? It's going on 20,000 game developer employees.
Wow.
Go since January of 2023.
But Chris, what are you talking about? Everything's good. Everything's fine here. Haven't you heard Captain Poopy Pants say so? I will say this though, as far as the consumers, there are a lot of consumers, and I've seen it myself, that have literally just given up. I can't even tell you how many times I've gone into, I don't care if it's Walmart, Target, wherever, they still actually have some games where people are not even mingling in those things at all. They just don't care. There's a complete, apathy about this kind of video game garbage that they're putting out right now. But when I went to the 8-Bit Hall of Fame place that I put a short up about, where it's like all the older game systems, that place was packed with people.
Yeah,
because that's the shit that is actually fun. That is actually games that people enjoy playing. Well, it's not all this divisive garbage that they're putting out right now.
So speaking of divisive garbage, I mean, Blizzard recently, you know how they had Overwatch and then they killed it and they stole Overwatch 1 from everybody that purchased it and replaced it with that anti-consumer Overwatch 2 garbage, and then reneged on all of their promises and just basically, forced a switcheroo on people who purchased this game. Well, they added in a non-binary hero now, and I use that term, as something they described. Yeah. And people are like roasting it accordingly because, there's no such thing as non-binary. That's just mental illness. Yeah. And like they're getting kicked off of Twitch and stuff for misgendering a fictional character. Mm-hmm. That Blizzard's done. Like they're a damaged brand now. They're done.
Yeah, I think the final nails are going into the coffin for sure. Yep. These people, they cannot help themselves. They really can't. Look at this
the final nails, Vinny. The final nail was actually when Microsoft actually purchased Blizzard. Right now, they're just fumigating the closed casket to make sure nothing survives.
Yeah.
Dude, well, look at that.
Look at Kelly Lombardi here. She's the global games marketing for Xbox. And the statement that she put out there, raise your hand if you're not a white man and you buy video games. No hate to white dudes. It's just another day in the gaming industry that minorities have to fight to prove they exist. And then this other guy put a list of games that have black leads and everything else. From Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, GTA, Mafia 3, which again, that whole game, you're playing as a black guy from Vietnam. You got The Walking Dead, True Crime, Dead Island, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Dude, again, Jedi Fallen Order, Assassin's Creed 3. There's a list of games. And not to mention, we have some of the biggest AAA games on top of the ones that you heard here, including God of War, is voiced by a black man, was voiced from the original games from a black guy.
Yep.
So, like, what are these people, the crack that they're smoking and what they push on others? It's
you know what the best of that is, though, Vinny?
What's that?
Looking at the 14,000 views and only seeing 4 reposts and only 126 likes. How many of those are bot likes?
Exactly.
But it's like, it's so like, it reeks of desperation where they're floundering to the point where they're putting out these overtly racist like calls just to get like some kind of controversy attention to drum up. Like Elon Musk chimed in on that one. He's like, it should be illegal to like basically discriminate against anybody in any gaming industry or whatever, especially if they're white or whatever. Like, what is this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And Phil Spencer's in there talking about how capitalism is ruining games, and I'm so tired. Like what Tommy said, consumers are giving up. Yeah, they're freaking done with this shit, dude.
Yeah. They really are. I mean, it's aggravating on all levels, the shit that they're pulling. And then the ones that it looks like they want to turn it around a little bit or they're working on stuff. Then they end up, again, taking that shotgun to their foot again. There's, another topic we'll kind of pivot into that. It's on the same level of this shit. So,
but before you do, retro gaming is the way to go.
That's right. How you doing, Tolbat?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I don't know why I'm here. My wife stormed out of my office because I'm here, but that's okay because I love you guys.
Uh-oh.
And gals.
Was this our fault?
And days, I guess, if you want to get all retarded.
Days.
Oh, son of a. Well, I apologize if your wife is upset.
I'm kind of wondering, can the Guinea Pig Collective get a saddle on Tolbat and ride him into battle like the dewbacks from Star Wars. This could
Right.
be fun.
I mean,
Well,
For
later
you?
we're gonna
Yes.
show some jokes from some lizard people. So I mean,
Hell yeah.
he's gonna
fake,
feel at home.
fake lizard people.
Fake lizard, yeah.
Alleged.
That's right.
lizard
Alleged
people.
lizard people. Alleged. Thank you.
Let's just say there's only certain
I'll-
people that are reptilian.
I'll be the judge.
Listen, Chris, am I gonna have to fire you like Ben Shapiro did to Candace Owens?
I can fire you all because I run all of the media.
That's right. Fuck you. I'll do it too.
This is Ben Shapiro. I'm sitting on my throne. It is made out of Jewish things and items. It's great, fantastic.
I'm only here because Vinny pays me to be here.
Everything is kosher.
Everything's very kosher.
No.
I'm gonna put one of those little propellers on my beanie. But then they told me I shouldn't be doing it. It's Holy Week, and that would be bad.
No. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I sent you an update. You'll see. Yeah. Everything's 3 days. So
Okay.
we're waiting. They're keeping him for 3 days, and they're going from there. So that's why I'm sorry for being late, but you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, dude.
Thank
yeah.
you, brother.
No worries.
Chris, here's my problem. If they made games that we cared about, we would buy them, and they're
Mhm.
retarded. So fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Pretty
I
much.
was going to go right into our next topic of mental retardation with some of these companies. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman, he finally gets what he wanted. They pissed him off so much with the X-Men stuff because he's the guy who kind of reworked their whole universe, and he did Secret Wars a few years back, and from there kind of tried to fix the mess that Marvel was. But then they pissed him off, and then they bastardized a lot of his story and the direction where it was going. Other creators were upset of what happened, but like he has his own version of the Ultimate Universe now. And with the X-Men, it was regular continuity though. The X-Men, he did this thing, this whole storyline, Krakoa, and this weird thing where the mutant stuff was from a plant or something, and yeah, half the audience was pissed. Then you had editorial they were fighting with him too, and he left. And every time this guy gets put on a project, numbers skyrocket because they like where he goes kind of, at the start of these stories. Well, he wanted to tell a proper Spider-Man story in this Ultimate Universe, his version of the Ultimate Universe. And apparently Peter and MJ, Peter doesn't get bitten as a teenager in this world. He gets these abilities and these powers as an adult, already married to MJ, and they have 2 kids. So it's kind of a storyline that fans have sort of been wanting for a couple of decades. Joe Quesada destroyed all of it with that Brand New Day because MJ was supposed to be pregnant, and they were going to go and continue his story in a proper way, and they ruined it. So this is kind of a chance to fix that, right? Wrong. So we'll get to why it's wrong and kind of where they're going now. Because Marvel, they can't help themselves, and I think they're going to piss them off again. So the rumor was that Marvel wasn't going to step in on this one. They were going to throw a boatload of money at him again and let him do what he wanted to do. So the first issue breaks records for them. They haven't seen numbers like this in nearly 20 years. And good luck finding like the regular first issue. That thing's going easily for $100 to $200, and it only came out, I believe, in the start of February. And issue 3 just came out, and apparently it's all looking pretty good. People are enjoying this, and kind of how he gets his powers are a little bit different, like I said. I do have the first 3 issues, and I might be stopping there. Already, for a book that's been selling out like crazy, they're going to change. They're going to have a fill-in artist for the next 2 issues, it looks like. So already you just broke up the team that it gave you amazing records. And on top of that, Trina pointed something out, and I'm going to throw it on over to her as I show this. We have variant covers galore.
No.
Oh,
They
yeah.
make Farley.
Thundercats.
Yeah. And what we have here is the Ultimate Spider-Man issue 4 by J. Scott Campbell. Now, this is an homage cover to one of his most famous covers, and probably one of the more famous Spider-Man covers for a long time. Apparently, any convention he goes to, as long as he prints them, he sells them like crazy. And so he recreated it. And Trina, give us your thoughts, because like you had brought this up to me as well.
Well, I mean the picture is fine. I don't like it as a cover picture. I think it would be better as an inside panel. It doesn't look like it feature. It looks like MJ is the feature of the comic. I don't. I don't like it. There's some aspects of the art I don't like the daughter's feet look like elf feet or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but but you've got Spider-Man, just kind of laying on the couch playing with the cat, and this doesn't sell Spider-Man as like a crime fighter. It just I don't know. I don't know. It just I don't feel like this belongs on a cover.
I agree with you. This looks like all the other characters are framing her up. Like she's the main focal
Yeah, this looks like
point.
her book.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute though. So you've got 2 kids. Would you not want to not let them know you're fucking Spider-Man? I'm sorry. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. What the fuck? No.
Well, again, this is the Ultimate Universe, and they did something different. I believe. I just
don't follow it. So
through the third
did you
one.
enjoy the first couple stories, Vinny? Because you said you read them, yeah?
I didn't read the first one yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been busy with a lot of stuff, but
Well,
that's
when
why
you let me know. But I just
I will. I
Thank you.
started it, and it was interesting, kind of where they were going, but I haven't finished it, so I'm not going to give a critique on that. If I do, it's going to be I'll probably do a full video of that one and let you guys know my thoughts on it, because I know Jonathan. Excuse me, I know Jonathan Hickman, and I kind of know J. Scott Campbell from the past as well. Excuse me, yeah. So, and he's an artist. I've always enjoyed his work for the most part. There are things and aspects that I don't like about his work, and sometimes I felt he got a little bit lazy here and there. But again, these guys, they get put on a pedestal. They're making so much money. They become fan favorites. And like I said, I've been a big fan of this guy's work, especially Danger Girl. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. That's a beautiful book. And he was supposed to actually do a run on Spider-Man before Joe Quesada destroyed it all. And I remember because it was one of the last days of a Wizard magazine, and they were showing his drawings in there and the other characters that were going to be involved. And it felt like classic Spider-Man again. They had your main villains in there, guest appearances of like the Hulk and stuff like that. You had Doc Ock, Scorpion, a whole bunch of cool characters. And it looked like they were going to do something real special. Well, they scrapped most of that. They went with this brand new day, and they destroyed the whole storyline, divorced them. And again, just it was the downfall to the Spider-Man universe, pretty much, in my opinion. And they've tried to fix it here and there. There's been a couple storylines that were halfway decent. But they really bastardized the character from putting Doc Ock's brain in his, and Doc Ock was a superior Spider-Man for a number of issues. He was going around as Peter Parker Spider-Man, retarded. They put him with his girlfriend was a midget. No joke. No joke. They put Peter with a midget because it was Doc Ock's brain and he was in love with this midget. And I said it when it happened. I said, this is because Game of Thrones took off. And right now the hottest thing is
midgets.
It's midgets. It's Peter Dinklage. And then he was signed to the X-Men movie and all this other shit. I'm like, look at this crap. Oh, man. But
hey, the only good thing with midgets is wrestling because it's better than AEW. I'm just
wow.
But just to paint you a picture of how they've destroyed the character, and it feels like they went out of their way to do it. Rumor has it that Quesada was going through a divorce, and that's why he wanted these two characters to be divorced. You don't put personal shit into the comic books, and especially a book you're not writing, you're not drawing, because you're the editor in chief. Because you got on your knees and you took it for Hollywood, please, and these are the people, and I know the other story too of what this guy did in order to get to the position that he had gotten into. But he's been fired. He's been fired for a number of years now, and there's no excuse for them to mess this up. You have a book that's doing great. Keep the creative team on there. Do what you have to do. I don't know the full situation yet. Like I said, I'll read the first 3 issues. I'll give you my opinion on it and where I think it's going to end up going. But this is a variant cover from J. Scott Campbell. I think it's exclusive to his website. I'm not 100% on that yet. but I believe it is. And like Trina was saying, this is not how you sell a Spider-Man book. You want Spider-Man to be the focal point, or some kind of action sequence, or something that's going on that's going to pull you in. Not this kind of a pin-up shot.
This is why. Oh,
no.
Sorry.
Well, all I was going to say was like I could understand if you're coming if you're portraying the image of this is what makes Peter Parker ultimate. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes his heart beat. This is why he puts that suit on and goes out and does the thing he does. So because he's, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the stuff that makes his heart beat. Is the people and the things and what he's got going on in this image, then all right. But if you're just putting her on the cover with the legs because of old timing to nod back to the old cover, or to just because sex sells or whatever the thing is, then I don't like it depends on why. I could understand if that's if they're coming at the standpoint that this is what makes Peter Parker heartbeat. And this is why he jumps out the window and swings off into danger. Right. Then there's that. But if it's not that, then there's no need to put them in.
But that's a good point too. And to do that, don't you think like he should have been at least maybe behind her and holding at least two of his kids, maybe one hand on the son's head because the kid's being distracted by his phone in the game he's playing. Like you could make Spider-Man the focal point.
Well, he's about to jump out the window because a building in the distance is on fire or something.
Right.
Something like that.
Not that he's like a prop for MJ. Right. He's laying there like that.
Right.
And even worse, he's stroking the pussy cat, not MJ. I don't know, dude. It just
he's tickling her by the pussy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why that's exactly why I feel like this would be good. If the story is about what drives him now as an adult, absolutely, that's good, wholesome entertainment. I love it.
Right.
But this is an inside panel piece. This isn't why we love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. Because if this was a splash page when you turn the cover, and then he's doing his thing, he's getting ready to jump out the window and go save the day or whatever. Like, it makes sense.
Why does MJ have a man's chest? It's like they started drawing a man and then, I got to make it MJ.
I don't know. I'm more curious about the hammerhead shark eyes and the weird dimple in the chin. I don't know. Well, I have my own issues I get very particular with certain images and artwork.
Dude, the legs don't go with that body.
This is why I don't like I gave up on mainstream stuff. Right. I don't care anymore because everything is fucking tainted. Like every Spider-Man fan wanted, kind of like watching Tom and Jerry, we all wanted that cat to win at least once. Okay. Every Spider-Man fan wanted that domestic bliss marriage with MJ, face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot. We wanted to see him finally catch a break because let's face it, Spider-Man's life sucks. Like this guy has had a shit life.
Yeah.
Every day is his best and worst day both at the same time. Yeah.
Well, he gets he finally catches the break, but it's fucking tainted. And I'm so tired. Like, this is why I'm done with mainstream shit. Because it's like, you want some chocolate ice cream? Okay, there's a turd in it. Like, okay, but
you have to find the turd. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, surprise, bitch. Like, it'll be an issue too. Like we get it. We get he's got the domestic bliss, which is nice. I don't like the fact that they messed around with the story or whatever, because quite frankly, MJ wouldn't have given him the time of day if he wasn't Spider-Man. I'm sorry, but that's reality. I mean, it was even in the books.
Like I said, I'm not going to attack that again because it's the Ultimate Universe, so I didn't get a chance to read.
But it's that tainting. It's like we wanted it, and they're like the Wish.com version of it. You know what I mean? It's like, here it is. What, you're not happy? It's like that's not what we asked for.
Hold on, Chris. That's why to me the Ultimate Universe has always been like that. That's why I never followed those storylines. I've had a story arc here or there because a really good artist that was on it that I liked. I was never invested in the Ultimate Universe because of that reason that you just pointed out. It felt like, this is your kind of cheap knock. We have Spider-Man at home, So I'm kind of I'm curious because again, Hickman, I respect a lot of the writing that he's done in the past, and the Italian artist that's on the book, he's really good. He's a really talented guy, but I again, I am curious to see where they're going with this. I was at the convention. That's why I picked them up, because I'm like, oh, these books are fucking sold out. You know, they're already worth a couple $100. Yeah. So I grabbed one of the variants at the show, the con exclusive. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a go. But I think I don't even think I'm going to cross the line into the 4th issue. And I haven't picked up Marvel stuff in years prior to this. There was 1 or 2 other things I tried to give a shot a while ago, and like, nope, this is garbage. So it is what it is. The only book I could currently say right now that is, 5-star across the board is Conan. And it's funny too, because that writer is the only one that's signed for over a year contract. All these other guys, it's 6 months to a year tops, and that's it. That should tell you a lot about the industry and where it's headed right now. So yeah, Trina, thank you for yep, Trina, thank you for bringing this one up. Yeah, so it's something that and again, you're the one who really wanted to point that out too, about kind of like that imagery and what they're doing. This isn't I don't know, these companies going in the wrong direction all the time, and it's nauseating. But we're gonna get a little bit into Shogun before we get into the other topics. And Chris and I have been watching it. Tina,
I'm still on the second episode, almost all the way through it. I tried catching up, but sorry.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of life stuff that's going on, but I watched the beginning of this episode a couple days ago, and then I just finished it, the second half, right before the stream. But yeah, this one it gets more into we're getting set up into the big stuff that's going to happen. Kind of the power play, so to speak.
Crimson Sky.
Yes, Crimson Sky, and kind of the poisonous. Would you call it the poisonous flower, Chris?
What
there's certain female characters that are kind of controlling in the shadows, kind of thing. These other people are being manipulated. It is interesting. Like I said, I like that they're going kind of with these historical aspects of things that actually happen, but then giving a slight what the guy did with his novels, a slight kind of detour to make it a little more over dramatic as well.
Yeah, it's all historical fiction. It's not like legit.
But like the stuff that's here, it's solid.
Yeah.
I know the first episode to me, it was slightly jarring at first, but then by the time you get to the second episode, you're more invested in it, and the third one, and kind of
Vinny, when they made Pirate Stew, I was in.
Oh,
that was so disturbing,
dude. I know, right? Like you guys were talking about it, and the only part, again, being visually impaired that pisses me off. Quit fucking doing the half in subtitles and half in English. Just do it all and do what they did on that Punisher or Predator movie, where you can choose what you want.
Actually, I think there's an option for that. You got to check it out. I think there's an option where you could have it all English dubbed.
Well, hold on, Vinny. Let the pig come in just for a second and just screw up all your good times. I can't stand this show. I watched the first episode and absolutely did not like it whatsoever. I literally started falling asleep watching this thing. I gave it the old college try, guys. And nope, that's a big nope.
You got on your knees.
What didn't you like about it? I'm interested.
It was just boring to me. Just absolutely boring. See, I've watched a lot of these shows about feudal Japan, and I've read some books on how the Shogun were and how everything was going on during that time. And to me, this was just more about just the pirate character than it really was about the Japanese feudal system. And that I think that's what took me out of it.
I say the argument.
I was going to say what I looked at it is I looked at the fact that we're learning about a Shogun from his perspective.
Yep.
Because so that's how I thought the movie was being.
That's how I got it too.
Well, it's also it's multiple conflicts layered together.
Yep.
So you've got the whole Sengoku era, which is what the Japanese are doing on their little island, and they're like ants in an ant farm. they don't understand that they're being manipulated by a greater war happening globally between the Portuguese and the Spanish, and I think at some point the Dutch come in, but and the British. Like it's a multi-layered thing, and it's one of those things where if you just kind of casually leave it on in the background, or like not really pay attention, it doesn't make any sense, and it's like why are these people doing these stupid things? Honor, no, but
side, Chris, the religious
but it it is a historical, like they basically took the Sengoku era of Japan and the rise of Ieyasu Tokugawa. They've taken that story and they basically put their own little spin to it. And instead of Tokugawa, it's Toranaga. Instead of Toyotomi, it's Ishido. Like those are historical things that really happened. And so it probably could be boring in that aspect because it's history.
That is the other thing too. I was going to say is that first issue to me is trying to introduce all these characters, and again, like you said, let's face it, they're tricky names for regular people who are not familiar with the Japanese culture and all that stuff too. So it could get a little jarring at first. I had to go back and watch one part in the first episode when I got to the second one because I wanted to make sure those characters were the same people, or like because
you're talking about the fantasy aspect of it, and it like that historical fantasy aspect. I will say in the first episode they do actually touch on something that really did happen in Japanese history, and that was where the one guy had stood up to defend his master. And aggravated them, and he was actually made to kill himself, and they did kill the wife, but that somehow the child survived. Like that's actually legit something from history. So I mean, I thought that part was kind of interesting, but yeah, like I don't know, there was just so much of it that it didn't. I gravitate towards these kind of things, something that has a little bit of that historical background to it. And I don't know, this one just did not call to me whatsoever.
It just wasn't what he wanted. It sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, different strokes for different folks. For me personally, I saw the original back in 1980. I got the bootleg VHS tapes, loved it. And when I saw the remake, I was like, wow, this is a lot better than the original. And I really liked the original. So
but let me say a quick hello to Draven. Buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to be here. I lost track of time and realized what time it was. So
it's all good, man.
Hopped on. That's why I'm not wasn't here on time.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you been watching that series or no?
I haven't. No, I did finally finish Monarch, and then I seen the new Godzilla though.
Okay, yeah, I might be seeing that tomorrow. But I heard good things. Yeah. You enjoyed it a lot.
Drake, didn't you say you're totally gay for Godzilla now?
Goddamn.
Wait, what?
They explain why he's pink. All the people raging about him being pink when it was first dropped, and that didn't do any tertiary research at all. Just rage to rage.
The pig warned him, Draven. The pig warned him. And you're gay for Godzilla.
Goddamn.
Adega said that he's watching this, but he's also watching a trash Korean show.
Sweet Home. It's for all these like mutant demons. Like, it's in like a tenement. It's not really like they're in like, I think it's a shopping mall or something, or like one of those like buildings that has a shopping mall on the ground level, but it's all apartments.
Is this on Netflix?
I can't remember where I saw it, but you probably, and like basically everybody's gets possessed demonically, and they turn into these weird things, and they start killing each other. So like, the story focuses on like a small holdout of people.
I saw that inside this like apartment complex.
Yep.
Isn't it funny how nasty they live?
Yeah. It's on
I'm
Netflix.
Sorry. Okay. I see all these darn shows on Netflix from Korea, and then also like Norwegian style shows, and I'm just appalled at what these people call houses. and cleanliness. It's disgusting.
But please tell me, since you guys saw it, are there Karens in there fighting for zombie rights?
That is a valid point.
I told you, Vinny, I'd get it in somehow.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen this, but I saw a movie that sounded like something similar. It's like a tenement building, and there's this kid with like bleach blonde hair, and the zombie apocalypse is kind of starting. and he's playing video games and doesn't realize it until it's too late, and he's trapped in his apartment, and then there's a chick across the way that happens to be alive too, and they try to get together to survive and get out of this apartment complex. That was pretty good. That was on Netflix, but I have not seen this one. That it sounds very familiar.
It sounds like a cross like some of the other early Korean like zombie type movies, because there was that early zombie one, the one that was they started in the school.
Yeah.
They had that one, and then they also had that one on Netflix that was like an all demon possession thing, where there was like these demons that were showing up and dragging people off the hell or just killing them or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. The big like ghost, like there were like black smoky things.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one
It
yet.
seems like a lot of these newer ones are kind of like taking what they did right and then trying to put a spin on it. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. I'm into like the zombie stuff anyway. What the Koreans have been doing with those movies and from Train to Busan, like that was, I really enjoyed that one. That was
same here.
I
haven't seen the Peninsula though, the sequel.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. I wrote it down and then I forgot to look it up. But yeah, that's another one. I do want to check that one out too. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy, all this stuff, but when it is something decent, I am kind of looking forward to where they're going. And again, Shogun and the people that are involved, I really like. Again, like the lead actor and all that.
Another summer.
Yeah, man, that guy's been crushing it. And
Hell yeah.
Like I know he's handling this story the proper way. And like I said, I mean, the first one, it is what it is, but once you get into the actual meat of the story and how everything goes and the progression of it, because what is it, by the third episode, that's when they get out of there, and because he's hostage in this castle.
Yeah,
and basically
becomes Ahmato.
Yeah, they want to off him. He's supposed to be like one of the 5 guys there, but if they get rid of him, then they can do what they want and rule the way that they want.
Dude, that was hilarious when they got the actor in there. He kind of reminded me of James Hong. Ito, they're like, hey, this guy can be our new 5th council member.
Oh yeah,
it's like this dorky like ass kisser.
Uh-huh.
And then they finally, when they made a vote to get him in there, everybody's like, yeah, sure. Hell no.
Yeah, balls bigger than the moon. That was fantastic. They thought this was a surefire way. Oh yeah, this is great. Now we're gonna go declare war on him. He's a traitor. We're gonna go into they could go wipe him out.
Well, they wiped out that other dude that said hell no. Like,
yeah. Like I said, there's some really crazy cool stuff that's in here, and again, pretty accurate to kind of the historical stuff. But I am enjoying where it's going, and we know where it's gonna go, and I love that he keeps fighting it because he's like, I don't want any land. I don't want to be a shogun. That's not my thing. I wanted the people to have their freedom. This is ridiculous what they're doing. Next
episode, dude, it's literally entitled like "So the Crimson Sky Falls" or something.
Yeah,
and it's basically he's finally going to war, and I think they're going to siege what is it, Kyoto or one of those cities.
Yeah,
but like I can't wait to see, because like the 1980 version, it wasn't meant for like, it was a family movie. It was, it had its things, but it was like, it was.
It didn't have the big moments. Yeah, it didn't have that big epic moment.
Well, there were no tits in it. Like, and we're not gonna see like when that holy shit moment at the end of, what was it, episode 4 or whatever, when it's just like a chart, like it looked like a freaking abattoir. Like they just had like a slaughterhouse of gore and shit, and it was like, I don't remember that from the original series. That wasn't on the Hallmark Channel.
Dude, the chain shot. That was amazing.
Yeah, that just like just destroyed. Like that shows you how barbaric, like warfare really is. Like when you start bringing like gunpowder into the battlefield, it brings on a whole other level of horror.
That's why I really enjoyed it too, because they didn't try to glorify war.
Nope.
They showed you how brutal and grotesque this was going to be.
That was an audible holy shit.
Yeah, it really was. That was one hell of a cliffhanger of an episode. But and again, even like with this guy, the one who said no, with what they did to his people, they showed the aftermath.
Really?
And again, very realistic how all this stuff looks and what they had done. But yeah, we're getting into the meat of this story now and how screwed up that's going to be. But again, this is someone in history who changed everything for Japan.
Yep.
So I think it is cool and it is important to show this in a proper way. Let's face it, this is Japanese Trump right here.
or Malay. But like I heard that in an interview, Sonata, I believe it was him, was saying they're like, well, you know, what are the plans for season 2 and all this stuff? He's like, there is no season 2. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, this is a closed loop story. Like, this is a complete story we're telling. Yeah. We're not gonna, you know, bring this into like season 3 or 4 where it falls off the cliff. It's thank God.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Yeah, this is only supposed to be one story, one contained story. Boom, you're good, you're solid. You know, and then if you want to know what happened in history, go read a book. It's you know,
right.
It's dive into the Japanese.
Yeah, Tommy.
Tolbach just took a shot at Tommy. Unbelievable.
Jeez. Well, he wants to ride me into battle. I mean, that's the least he could do is let me brutalize him on the show. If he's going to brutalize me off.
Well, maybe it's just a forewarning so people realize how brutal it really was and what could be again. You never know. You know,
I might be the victim of Tommy's brutal morning wood.
Yeah. Well, speaking of brutal, we're gonna get into some stuff. So I'm gonna close out the YouTube portion of this. For the folks who've been watching on YouTube, I thank you. Go jump over to Twitter or Rumble. I'll put the link for Rumble for you guys. I think last time I forgot it. But
Wiener Dogs are watching you on their channel. I'm watching you, so you definitely got 2. Though they probably say you've got negative 47.
Yeah.
Fucking YouTube.
So, yeah. There we go. There is the.
I'm simultaneously offended and excited.
Well, yeah, we're
with a boner.
We're gonna get into the spicy stuff. So yeah, there's the link, folks. Please head on over.
Brutal. Did you take the blue pill again?
2.